All right, everybody. Welcome to the third episode of the Dynasty Podcast. And today we are taking in people into the voice channel. So if you would like to voice your opinion, have any questions that you would like to voice out, any concerns, any type of reactions you have with the recent news, go ahead and join discord.gg/dynastygg. And right now we actually have our first guest. Looks like today we're going to be talking about all the big guilds that are moving into global. And let's see if anybody in the if we fail to mention one of them, people in the chat can go ahead and pull type it in the chat and let us know. But yeah, I'm going to pull in our guest now, and I'm gonna go ahead and ask him to introduce himself. And if you have any questions towards him, what their approach is, feel free to ask it. We just let him know. Pulling you now. Okay. All right. So welcome to the first ever guest in the Dynasty Podcast. How do I actually say your name?
My name is actually, you can call me Dimas, it's fine.
How do you spell that? Dimas, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Dimas.
Dimas. Okay, Dimas. So would you be able to introduce yourself? So give us a short, or not even short, for as long as of an introduction that you want. Just let us know what the audience would like to know about you.
Yeah, hello guys. My name is Dimas, and I came here as a representative from Mana, I guess.
Mana.
That's just about it.
Yeah. And what is your position in Mana?
I'm the vice
Guild lead of Mana, and give us a quick overview of Mana as a guild, like your history.
Mana was founded by a group of friends who basically was trying to go for MVPs and trying to have fun together at the first. Yeah, because they can't actually find any other groups and ROX.
Yeah.
They just made Mana off of that.
Oh wow.
Just
okay.
make their own.
So just an organic. Oh, okay. So like the just organically formed a guild from a bunch of people who are like-minded and wanted to achieve the same goal. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
about it.
Yeah, it's a wholesome mystery. So Thai, do you have any questions for our guest that you might be curious about? Just any personal questions that you might have.
Questions? Well, what I am curious, what class do you play?
I'm trying to play assassin because I'm bored playing on any other class.
All right, assassin. That's a really good class. A lot of outplay potential, a lot of skill involved. So yeah, if you want to challenge 100%, Synex is going to be it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it goes without saying that Mana is probably one of the biggest and most competitive guilds out there that's coming into Ru. I know that you guys didn't have any history when it comes to Ragnarok Origin in general, seeing as you guys came from Rocks. But what's your impression of Ragnarok Origin so far as a guild?
So far as a guild, for me personally, I'm gonna talk for myself personally. For RO, yeah, I'm gonna call it.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
RO or Rula. Yeah. So for me personally, I believe it's a really fun game and it's PvP centric. That's why I like it.
Very, yeah. A lot of pretty high skill ceiling. Yeah. You definitely can tell which people have put time into their class.
Exactly. That's why I kind of like it. So,
yeah.
Most of the people here came from like PC games, right? That's why.
Yeah.
We like it if it happens just to be high ceiling skill set or something like that.
Yeah.
Sorry for my broken English, guys.
No, sorry, you're perfect. It goes without Thai. Do we have a list of I think the most talked about guilds in coming into Ru?
We do. So we have 3 guilds. We have Alt F4, which is the Thai guild. Mana, which is your guild, right?
Yes.
And Rugpull.
Yeah. So
I just heard that Rugpull also, bro. And I think it's gonna be quite strong also. It's gonna be really competitive, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be really competitive. you know, as you see, like I think Alta 4 is a Thai guild. They actually came from Ragnarok Origin Taiwan.
Mhm. So they have
So they
experience.
have experience. I'm not sure about rug pull and what they have. The one thing I do know about rug pull is that they will have members from low key from KR. So I know that at least part of that leadership is going to have some understanding when it comes to how Ragnarok Origin operates and how, you know, these PvP strats are going to come about. What is it? How does it feel for Mana coming in with you know, Mana is a strong guild, but coming in with no experience has to be. How are you guys approaching that as a
It's
guild?
gonna be challenging, bro.
Yeah, for
It's gonna be
sure.
challenging.
Yeah,
That's for sure. But I don't know. I myself is pretty excited for it, man. Because the people in Mana also, if we lose, we're not gonna like stop playing or something like that. If we lose, we're just gonna get more fired up.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's how it should be. The main reason why everybody's coming in here to begin with is to be competitive. So I like that you said that because um, a lot of the people they take losses as something that's like personal. When in as a matter of
Yeah,
fact, and I think we can all three of us here can agree that like if you're a competitive guild and you lose, that should get you fired up, and that should, instead of like people complaining about a loss, it should be people coming together as like a big like council and trying to figure out what did we do wrong, what can we do next time,
yeah,
do we need to change something from our composition, like you know, like how are we going to adapt so that the next time we can actually win. So I really like the fact that you said that. That's a really good mentality to have, especially coming into a game where you know that, you know, you're going up against a lot of these like big guilds who purposefully merge together in order to form a big group, and plus the fact that they have prior experience.
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely the great mindset for playing Ryu.
yeah. So one thing I would like to know is, I mean, it's no like mystery that the guilds that are being watched right now is definitely Mana, definitely Altif 4, definitely I mean now Rugpull. Before it was, I think it was Encore, Exodiac, and Loki, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it is I believe Scourge of
Yes, I
the
believe it
Philippine
is
guild
Scourge.
as well. Is so all four, like really honestly, like major guilds are forming up. And because from what I've seen, the posts that were posted in our Discord was the reason why they want to form these guilds is because they want to have a solid fighting force against all the other countries that are. So it's kind of like becoming this thing where it's like country versus country almost, where every country is
Yeah,
forming
yeah,
their
yeah.
super whale guilds.
Mhm.
And how does that is that also like how it comes into play when it comes to like Mana's like recruitment?
Uh, Basically for Mana, I think that's kind of true, but it's kind of not also.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to say it, man. Wait, let me think.
Do you see yourself more as
For Ma
like a Indonesian guild or like a international guild?
for Mana, it's an Indonesian-based guild, but we accept everyone because we're trying to build our communities. You know, we're trying to
Yeah,
build the communities for. We're trying to build a community for MMO games
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
based
Like-minded
in
people.
yeah, based in Indonesia, but we're trying to make it as big as possible.
That's a solid plan, and I can agree with that. That's also the thing that I'm trying to do. I mean, Dynasty doesn't really have a specific like country. We're from the start. We're already a mix of like people from North America, people from EU, people from Southeast Asia. So we're already like a hodgepodge of like cultures to begin with, and you know, it's something from me to you. How
Yeah.
do you guys plan on, like, because I know it's like it's gonna be different cultures, and I've from something that I've noticed is that like with different cultures comes with a lot of misunderstanding sometimes. Sometimes somebody could be complimenting somebody or not being offensive, and then somebody from a different culture sees that as offensive or something like that. So does Mana have like a HR kind of like person that takes care of inter guild
That used
relationships?
to be me, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So basically, Mana started in ROX, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in ROX, we weren't even we weren't we were like most of us were Indonesians. That's true,
Mm-hmm.
but we were like the first ones to one of the first to like accept everyone from any country. Like. So I think we had an experience in that. We
Yeah.
have experience in that.
That's good.
We're not gonna, yeah,
Yeah. So you have your
we're not gonna
roots.
say.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Sorry, bro.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're not gonna say like we're only Indonesian based or something like that. We're based in Indonesia, but we accept everyone as long as they can be respectful and follow the rules. That's it.
Yeah. Thai, what I'm sure like besides Rue, like I'm sure like you've had experience with this too, right? Like just being in a guild with like multiple
Yeah.
cultures. How do you deal with that?
Just
I
try to.
think for the most
Oh,
part,
sorry.
like, sorry, sorry. I think for the most part,
Yes.
I haven't had issues with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like when you have a guild, most people will either stay within like the first few days or not. Because they fill out like how the group is.
Mm-hmm.
And usually it's like mostly like-minded people, so I've never had issues, despite like there being cultural differences. Usually it's just we're on the same page.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Usually that's the thing. That's something that I'm pretty sure like we've all experienced too, right? Where sometimes somebody from a different country, for example, joins your guild and they fill it out, and then whether like in a week or less, sometimes they kind of like figure out if they are a match or they feel left out. What do you guys tend to do for members like that? It's kind of like, how do you make somebody who's not Indonesian, for example, let's say like I joined Mana, and I grew up in the Philippines, but I've lived in the US for like half my life. How would you guys like integrate me and make me feel part of the community?
Well, most of us are English speakers, so I think that wouldn't be a problem as much.
Yeah.
But for cultural differences, yeah, just try to be as respectful as possible to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even to like even in Indonesian to Indonesian, they're trying to be respectful as much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's just integrated in our culture, man. Our culture.
Yeah, the innate respect is yeah, and I see it the same way. There always should be like a modicum of respect to start with. I believe that respect is something that's like a default setting. You know what I mean? And respect is either maintained or lost. It is never
Yes.
supposed to be like earned from the get go. Another thing, and I know like me, I've talked about this with Thai before, is that are you guys aware that of course being in the spotlight, rug pull, Mana, Alta 4, that you guys are being seen as like the guilds to beat, like the biggest competition in Ru that's coming in.
Yeah.
And how have you guys kind of like seen that? Like, did you guys expect to have that type of like spotlight? And how do you guys like approach that?
Yeah. So basically, I predicted this kind of thing would happen when I tried to like pull like most of the whales and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Towards Mana, because Mana started off as an underdog, right? Now it's not anymore, and I'm gonna change the mentality not to an underdog anymore. So that's just about it, I think,
Yeah.
or me personally.
Yeah,
We're
because
gonna try
that's
our best to
yeah.
fulfill the expectations of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
So what is the what is like you guys like preparation towards that? It's like now it's like let's say like you're in your leadership, right? Now that you guys realize like, hey, wait a second, because I don't think you guys even recruited in the Rue Discord, but everybody knew about you guys instantly, right? So
Yes.
how does that how do you guys prepare for that? It's like, okay, so we are aware now that we're a lot of like competitive guilds and big guilds are going to be gunning for us because like we're very much well known in this like in the global community now, that everybody's going to look at us and be like, okay, I want to beat those guys. Does that like fire you guys up? Or
Yes. Actually, it is. I think. I think now that people are looking at us, we can't disappoint them as much, right?
Yeah, also
Mhm.
true.
And I believe in my people. I believe in like everyone from Mana. They're gonna perform as well as before in Rocks when no one was actually looking at us. And what do you call War of the Champions, right?
Hmm.
This first season,
Yeah,
and see, we were the one who won it, right?
yeah. So you
No
have the
one was
people.
looking.
Yeah, you have the people and the
Yes.
skill.
Ever since that event, lah, I don't think people are looking at us as underdogs anymore.
Hmm.
So our mentality's built up, already built up on that, lah.
Yeah. So
From preparing, like not recruitment and stuff like that. I
mhm.
do the recruiting mostly personally to other people that I know.
Mhm.
Yes, and how many people are you gonna bring and stuff like that. And then now there's actually a lot, so I think that's fine and taken care of.
Yeah. So somebody in, I think, I'm not sure if he's part of your guild, Tsuya, is saying Mana will dominate Rue. They will dominate Alt F4 and Roger X. I'm not sure who Roger X is, a guild, team in
Oh my
Rocks.
God, Roger X is not a team. Roger X is a person, and
Ah.
he's an Omega whale, bro.
Oh god. Give me a.
He's yeah, bro, yeah, you have no idea. 'Cause this guy, you basically, you know how, like, yeah, I don't want to say any like curse words or anything, but
Mhm. No,
this
feel
guy,
free. Feel
man,
free. Feel free.
this guy, I believe he built his own team in Rocks. You know how much money you have to do, you have to spend on that.
Oh my god.
Not just his character, bro, his whole team. So I don't know, lo. I'm not quite sure about that, but I think that happened. I got some information on that, but it cannot be 100% trusted, guys.
Oh my goodness.
So basically, from what happened in before in Rocks and stuff like that, this guy's an Omega whale, and you cannot look down on him.
Yeah.
But
So
I believe with the players we have, we are ready to fight.
yeah. Well, the thing about like Rue is um whale like having whales in your guild can definitely carry to a degree, but the thing about Rue is it's very punishing to people who are not prepared, for people who are not organized.
Yes.
um
Mhm.
Yeah.
there have been a lot of cases where, like, 20 people beating like 100, 100 something plus member guild with like 50, 60, 70 whales in their guild, and those 20 people, just by being more organized, having better movements, actually beat said guild. And I think it's a lot
We
different
can,
from my experience with Rocks is more like, Rocks didn't really allow you
yeah,
to do that.
one guy can actually, like, if you're a Omega whale, you
Yeah.
can just go ahead and attack one guild by yourself.
Oh
But
god.
that's what that's that's why, like, Rocks is, yeah. I'm not gonna badmouth Rocks or anything like that, but
Yeah.
we came from it. We came from that game.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's for me personally, it's not as entertaining. I like this one more
Yeah.
because of that part. So you guys all know what happened in CBT, and because we're not gonna like put any kind of rules, right, for our members in CBT,
Hmm.
because but on OBT it's gonna be different.
It's gonna be a lot more
We have
competitive.
two
Yeah.
guilds. Yes,
Yeah.
we have two guilds already with like
Um,
a lot of members already joined up. We have Axels on that one.
Hmm.
Uh, we're gonna have to like make sure everyone is active, stuff like that on OBT. On CBT, no, nothing like that. And you guys saw what happened in CBT, lah. We got destroyed by Alt F4 twice. So
Yeah, but I think
yeah,
that was more because, like, as far as I know, what Altifor is a guild that played
yes, and we had no experience. That's why it happened. We look so confused. I personally was super confused on what to do.
yeah.
And me, I'm not gonna say like I'm Omega whale or something like that, but the amount of spending I spent was quite enough, lah, I think. And then like three or four three two-play players just ganged me up and I died.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
yeah,
like that more actually.
yeah,
Basically, I like that more
yeah. It's I think
for me personally.
the event that you guys were that you were doing was 40v40, which was Guild League. Um,
Yes,
that one is definitely a lot more punishing in terms of positioning.
Yeah,
Um,
because there's like a lot of mechanics for that.
yeah, exactly.
At least for map 1.
Yeah. What's do you know the mechanics is like the mechanics, rough mechanics for map 2 with the
Map 2 is just because I'm I'm usually on map 2, but map 2 is just you are trying to get like the mobs, as many mobs as you can, but then also PvPing with like the other guild. And basically the team that does better is kind of buffing your map 1. So
yes,
Yeah.
it helps buff your main team.
Mhm. So basically what that means is just like it's not just enough to have a good core of 40 to represent you in 40 in the main map. I mean it definitely does help a lot. If you carry hard enough in the first map, sometimes second map won't even matter. But definitely in like a close matchup like that, having a good rest of your guild
second,
is
yes,
crucial to getting that advantage in the second map. So
Mhm.
um, but yeah.
stuff like that, bro. Stuff like that. We didn't really understand at first, right?
Mhm.
Uh,
That's
just trying
very
to,
understandable
yeah,
and fair.
that, yeah. We're just trying to like, what you call it? Learn as we play.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe like we didn't learn enough maybe because the span of time in CBT was not enough for me personally.
Mhm.
But I think I think we're good to go. We have people who played from Taiwan also, and we have
Mhm.
people to to teach us on how what to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Basically, that's it.
The one
Yeah, it's all like over time, just learning, and then
Mhm.
you'll get there.
the one
Yes.
thing that I keep hearing about Taiwan though is that uh I don't think that and this is not like hating on Taiwan or anything, but I don't think that they have the best read on the meta from what I'm hearing and what
Mm.
I'm seeing. Um Key example is I'm saying this because I had an argument with somebody off stream and on stream at a certain point in time where what happened was there was a whole argument that like, hey, look at how strong Trapper is right now, and in Taiwan Trapper is still meta even in the 90s or something like that. And you know, when you think to your head, it's like okay, Sniper has the lowest HP scale in the game. They don't have a shield,
Yes.
which makes them the squishiest class in the game, right? So what happens
Yes.
then is when you think about it, just common sense, just like thinking about it is like, okay, you're the squishiest class in the game, and you're trying to walk up to somebody to throw a trap on their feet. There's no way that they will allow you to do that. You might be able to get away with it in the early game, in the mid game, but as soon as you switch over to the late game, which and honestly, because when you look at the items at like level 80, level 90, level 100, for example, like even in Taiwan, you kind of see that the meta starts to evolve into this like uh, ranged burst type of meta, and you can tell like even tanky classes like LKs or like paladins sometimes can't do anything because they just get blown up before they can even get to you. Um, you know, so it's just that I'm just saying this as like a take what they say with a grain of salt, and
Yes.
definitely try to you know take it as like a word of advisement, but then reassess it yourself. Is this actually going to be the best thing to do? Because I do want to see every single big guild in here be competitive as possible for the longest
Bro,
amount of time as possible.
yeah, we're gonna show up, bro. Because if you see the timeline for RO games,
Mm-hmm.
especially for mobile, because mobile is quite big,
Wonderful.
and I think it's Southeast Asia. And Indonesia probably is the biggest because
Mm-hmm.
you know when I first started playing RO, I was still a kid, right? I was still in PC rooms and stuff
Yeah,
like that. But
yeah, me too.
now, no, not anymore. Not much
Yeah,
time, bro.
yeah.
That's why like mobile games are the biggest. That's why if you see the timeline
Mm-hmm.
for C person, I haven't researched any other. regions, but on C, there's only this one left.
Yeah.
So we're gonna show up for as long as possible, and we're gonna like compete for as long as possible.
Yeah. So
Bro,
the good thing,
I'm not gonna. Yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm not. I'm not gonna guarantee that we'll win Odin Cup or stuff like that, but we are going to show up there.
Yeah, because I think,
Mhm.
in my opinion, it's like, even if I don't win, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if we're like the underdogs. It doesn't even matter if we're like so outnumbered and outgunned, right? The main thing about being competitive guild is like, and a lot of the times people, I don't know if you agree with me on this one, but a lot of the times people confuse competitive with winning. When in fact competitive is not about like winning all the time. It's about like learning how to lose as well, and not learning how to come back from a loss. Learning how to see what you did, learning how to like assess what you did that resulted in that loss and how you can adapt. And a lot of the times there's a lot you can do that can actually turn that around for you.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah. And
And I don't know about any other people, but me and Balrath, we hate losing more than we like winning.
yeah, same. I agree.
Yeah, that's that's why if we lose, we're just gonna, you know, learn to be better next time,
Mm-hmm.
so we don't lose again.
Yeah. So Valrath is he's the GM, right? Is the lead of Mana?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So so I've seen his name floating around a lot. I have people even have sent me videos of like procs with him in it and everything. Tell us a little bit more about Valrath. He seems to be like this really I would say, I have to say, like pretty influential, popular person. So, but I personally know nothing about him because I haven't played any games with the whole Southeast Asian community per se.
Yes. I think you'll see when RO starts, man. Yeah, you'll see for yourself.
Yeah.
This guy's insane, bro.
Oh yeah. Like I'm confident that like he's
Yeah.
gonna be skilled. I was asking more like, what's his how is he as like a guild leader? It's like what made like let's say like you personally, like what made you want to like follow him? Like trust your
Because he
trust
leads by
leadership.
example, bro. He leads by example.
Mhm.
He doesn't just like talk. You need to do this, blah 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 blah. He does it himself. That's why he says stuff like that.
Yeah. And can you give
That's
us like an example of like a particular moment where you were like, okay, yeah, this guy's the guy to follow?
uh he basically like on ROX.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do it himself, I think, but I believe, I'm not sure who did it, but he counted every single damage up to the comas,
Mm-hmm.
and it turned out to be true. That's when I said, "Oh my God, this guy is insane.
Yeah, he's a different
This
breed.
guy is insane."
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a different breed.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying this as like trash talking or something, but
Mm-hmm.
if you see like this guy, he counts every single comas in it. Who wants to do that? Me personally, I don't.
It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work and a dedication.
Mhm.
It is a lot of
Yeah.
work. And this guy, I know him because I know him from real life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and this guy, he comes off work sometimes at 3 a.m. in the morning, and he still finds time to do that.
Yeah. Holy.
It's insane.
Yeah. So he's dedicated to the game. He's the type of guy that really wants to win whatever it takes.
Exactly. Whatever it takes, bro.
Yeah.
That's why I said, "Oh my God, I need to follow this guy if I want to win."
Mm-hmm. So like yeah, that's something that's like really good to hear, you know, because it's like I feel like when it comes to like the officers of a guild, it's like if anything happens, it's always going to be like the guild leader that takes the most amount of flack, and it's always like it's like okay, when people think like Mana, like they always like almost always like, look to like oh Valrath, and I think just people just wanted to know, it's like okay, what makes him different? What makes him be the person that people want to follow into this game? Because like people who follow into this game are going to play this game are going to be investing quite a bit into it, most of them anyway. And you know, I'm just always just curious. It's like okay, what makes people want to make this guy be the guy that they trust will make their investment into this game, money or time wise, be worth it?
I'm not sure what to say to other people, to for everyone out there, but for like people I know, like from people close to me, I think it's shown by results, right? From the first War of the Champions,
Mm-hmm.
no one was looking at us, no one was actually think of us even as a threat or something like that, and then we won the whole thing
Yeah,
because we followed him.
yeah. And
I think that speaks
that
for itself.
earns him a lot of
Yeah,
a
that
lot of the
earns
trust.
respect.
Yeah, and respect.
Yes.
Besides that, it's are there any guilds right now in Ru, going to Ru Global, where you guys are like, okay, we're looking at this in this guild, and we have to prepare, we have to like make sure that we, you know, are gonna be competitive enough so we can actually beat these guilds. It's like, are there any like one or however many guilds, like names that you guys are, you know, because I'm trying to
The
build
super
like
teams,
yeah, I'm trying to
the
build
super
like
teams.
the hype towards like the competition.
For me personally, I look at the super teams a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Alt F4, Rugpo,
Mm-hmm.
they're the guns, they're the heads I'm coming for.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, out of the two, it's like, what's your opinion so far on both guilds? I'm sure like you probably don't have as much of an opinion in when it comes to rug pull yet. Like I don't either, because as far as I know, it's just the amalgamation of like a lot of competitive guilds. But what's your
I'm not gonna look down on anyone, bro.
Oh yeah, you definitely
There's
can.
people like
Not
from
these guys.
Exodiac.
Yeah.
Yeah, Exodiac came from I don't know where they came from, but I saw them in Rocks and they're quite competitive. And if you pull that in with Scourge, BBDR was ranked third if I'm not mistaken on leaderboard.
Yeah. I've known BBDR from I didn't play the Southeast Asian version of Black Desert Mobile, but they let you see all the rankings from the different regions, and as far as I know, it's like I believe there was like a top whale for a little while. I believe the name was Saren or something like that, and then BBDR came out of nowhere and just like booted everybody from the top rankings, and then he just, I think, stayed up there for a very long time.
Yes, exactly. It's like I'm not gonna look down on anyone, but I am coming for their heads.
Yeah, like that's what I like to hear. Like I'll be honest with you, like it's the same thing. I mean, like if people have been watching my stream, you probably like, yeah, I don't know if you did, but like a lot of people have probably already heard that like it's like, yeah, Dynasty is not the biggest whale guild. We probably have like, I could probably count in like two hands how many whales we have, but we will be gunning for every single big guild out there, because like at the you know at the very least, the main reason why we're coming to global away from NA is because NA doesn't really have the competition or the stability that we're looking for. Because when you think about it, when they discussed the Hearthfire Tales, what was it that we read about, Thai? Something about like the international tournaments or something like that. Like how many leagues was it?
Yeah. I believe for Thai Rocks community RO community, they always won. Yeah, I believe they always won before this. That's why I'm trying to change that. We're an international guild, but we're not consist of everyone from Thailand, you know?
Yeah.
If we have people from Thailand also, so maybe they'll win also. So maybe if we win, it's also Thai, but I'm not gonna like let them take it for free, you know?
Nah, make him work.
Every
You gotta
time.
make him work for
Let's
it.
go.
You gotta give him a run for their money.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, bro, I'm
That's what I
gunning
like
for
to
their
hear.
heads.
Now that's what I like to hear. I don't want because I'll be honest with you, I was a little worried. It's like okay, maybe like because I mean I just didn't have enough of I just haven't talked to you enough to like get a like an actual impression. So the one thing that I was worried about, I was like, okay, like are we all gonna be like try to be like friends here and try to like, you know, be very peaceful?
No.
That's what I wanted to hear. I want to hear the words, I am coming for their heads. Because when every time somebody asks me, it's like, oh, like, I'll be honest with you, like every time somebody brought up like, oh, it's like, oh yeah, Mana's like this whole big guild, like, oh, Alta 4 is also a big whale guild. It's like, look at all their streamers, look at all their and all that. It's like Fatty, you don't even plan on spending that much. Like, how are you gonna compete? And you know, and there's also other big guilds from like the Philippines, all that, and people have come to my stream to try to talk a lot of smack towards me, and I was like, if you think that any of the threats that you guys are making is gonna make me scared of going after anybody, if anything, every single big guild out
Getting-
there is already in my in my scope. I am gonna go for
I'm-
these big guilds regardless of, you know, how big they are.
Regardless of spending lah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. Are you coming for my head also?
Oh yeah, I'm coming for everybody.
Of course.
Hey, you know, it's
And then
the competition is always gonna be there. It's like I can respect you, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna try to do everything so I can win against
exactly.
you. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm gonna do also, bro. So come to my server, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So that actually leads to my next question. Because of how much a disaster it's going to be when it comes to OBT, I heard
Yeah.
we're only gonna get a few servers to start. So
Yes.
coordinating a lot of guilds with hundreds of it, because like all the competitive guilds are 100% gonna have more than just one guild. Some have two,
Yes,
some
I
have
have-
three, some have four, and the biggest thing to me is like, how are we going to do this? Because like if we don't end up in the same server, the only competition we will have that's like against each other is going to be cross server 40v40 and cross server dimension battles, which is like the 5v5? Yeah, 5v5 and the 40v40. But the biggest part of
about you?
Ragnarok has always been War of Imperium, but they don't have
Yeah.
cross server War of Imperium right as of now.
Mm. I'm not quite sure what Alt F4 and Rugpool's server is gonna be, and I'm not quite sure even what mine is gonna be, because there's a lot of spenders, right?
Yeah,
Because maybe you don't see them in rankings and stuff like that in
yeah,
Mana
they can
because,
hide it. Yeah,
like, yeah, no, it's not because they can hide it. Because from people I know, even people I know, they
Mhm.
only spent like in the last day only to like to get the rebate and stuff like that, and it's quite insane how much they spent, you know.
Mhm.
So we're gonna make sure they get the spot first, and make sure every one of our people get their spot first in the server, bro.
Yeah, that is true. Because that's also the biggest worry. It's like,
Yes.
you want to be competitive, but if like half your guild gets locked out, well, there goes your competition, because then you don't even have your core in the server anymore.
Yes.
Um.
I don't know what the server is gonna be and stuff like that, but I was hoping like maybe they for global they have like 6 million pre-reg, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
If I'm not mistaken, it was 6 million. That's quite insane. Maybe for people at the start, maybe give them like server ticket change or something like that.
Yeah.
Just speak with
Yeah.
the
Something that
developer?
they did with
Yeah.
with New World, because like I talked about this before, but like in again, I don't if have you ever played like New World, the PC game New World, or heard about it?
No, I didn't.
So
I heard about
basically-
it, but I didn't play it.
Yeah, so basically what they did was the same thing that they're planning to do right now in OBT, and we had come in with a 150-man guild going into the same server as all the other competitive guilds. But then what happened was not everybody's members got in. Like out of our like 100-something people, only 16 got in. So like no, there it goes. It's like competition's out the window now, and that was a bit of a disaster,
it's
and
a-
that's what I'm worried about
Yeah,
OBT.
yeah. What I'm worried about is like for the OBT, because they released the CBT and you can top up in CBT, right?
Mhm.
Basically, like even if you didn't play the CBT, that would be fine, right?
Yeah,
Because you can just create another one, another
Yeah.
new char and stuff like that. But if you did play in CBT,
here it's stuck.
there goes your top up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all you
Yeah,
can do at
and-
that point is like go to another server and hope that there's a server change, or you just don't
And-
make that character at all. So it's oh god, it's gonna
Yes,
be a
and then
huge,
you have to wait for.
yeah, it's gonna be a huge
So-
debacle because and that was like one of my worries because you know we did that whole thing. We actually all converged into we actually went into one Discord, and we all talked about it like, hey guys, we're gonna go to this server, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna announce it to everybody, so all the casual guilds don't go into that server, so we can at least guarantee that we can get as many people in there as possible, so we can all compete with each other. And yeah, I mean, it worked to a degree because like all the casual guilds were like, oh, they're all going there. Like, okay, I'm not gonna go there at all. Then I'm not gonna worry about that. So we got the casual players out of the way, but it ended up that we still all together just had way too many people, and we locked the server, and majority of all the
Yes.
members from other guilds just couldn't just couldn't join. That's the one worry that I have. And before that, actually, like somebody from chat here, Kenny from Panda says, let's see, what is he saying here? He's talking about my hair, and he said, oh, he's also coming for mana. Okay, he's also coming for mana. So Panda Guild,
Panda?
which is from NA, from North America.
Oh, the panda from NA, I'm not quite familiar with them, but you're
Yeah.
very welcome to try, bro.
Oh, that's all right to hear, Kenny. You're more than welcome to try. The challenge has been accepted. You know, it's up to you to show up. I know you wanted to go free to play, but after talking like that, you probably don't want to be free to play anyway. Just sort of the people that are coming into the stream right now. We are currently talking to Dimas. He is the vice leader of Mana, one of the biggest and most competitive, and honestly, one skill wise from the basis of Rocks, coming up from being an underdog to winning the whole tournament, you know, is going to be one of the biggest competitions that people are going to have in Ru Global in OBT. Now, the only worry that we have is how do we actually manage to compete with everybody without getting half our guild locked out of the server. Unfortunately, as players, we can plan as much as we want. We can plan for as much as we want. But at the end of the day, it's going to be the systems that the company, like Gravity, puts in place that is going to either allow us or not allow us to do that. So, on the bright side, there is the most competitive and the most rewarding PvP is 40v40. And also, they mentioned they are the PvP events that have the tournament set up for them. They are the PvP events that have the most and the best and the most unique rewards. So even if we all manage to like not end up in the same server, we'll still be competing in those crossover PvP modes, and that is going to be like the ultimate flex. The only thing I don't like is that we might not be able to do War of Imperium together, which honestly is one of the, I guess we can kind of both agree that that's like the most iconic
Yes.
PvP mode of Ragnarok Online since like R1.
Bro, for like what I'm thinking is like the best case scenario if there's like 2 super guilds in one server, and then like maybe not all 4, because if all 4, it's not gonna be balanced, bro. Like some of the guilds wouldn't have all their members playing.
Yeah, for sure. It's because when you think about it, it's like every guild has to organize hundreds of people to be on and log in at the same time. It's not gonna happen.
Yes.
It's impossible because like everybody's gonna have their own launcher issues and everybody's gonna have their own, you know, like somebody might lose power out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a disaster.
So the opening is in 6th of April, right?
That's what
It's still working day, bro.
yeah, it's a Wednesday. Like, why
Yeah,
is it a Wednesday? So
Yeah.
my worry about that is like it's like nobody they haven't announced an official OBT start date yet.
Released it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, I'm hearing
But
a lot of like rumors. Like some people are saying like, oh, it's gonna be 30th of March is what they're saying, and some people are like, no, it's gonna be 1st, and some people are like, yeah, it's gonna be 6th. So I don't know. It's like at this point, we just need to have an official announcement, so there's less misinformation out there.
I think the best case scenario, bringing back to what I said just now, best case scenario is have 2 super guilds. So basically, we can have War of Imperium and stuff like that also in one guild, but in one server. But but if all 4, someone's gonna get like left out, and they're not gonna be at full power.
Yeah.
If it's all 4.
Yeah, and I definitely don't want to
That's just
face a guild
Yeah.
which is not at full power, because then they can always say like, well, if we had so and so, like it'd be so much easier for us to win against you.
Exactly.
And
I don't.
I don't want that.
I don't. Yeah, I don't want no excuses, bro.
Yeah. So
So
you know, and you can't make that same excuse in 40v40, but at the same time, it's like if they're the same server as you without like their, like, let's say like 1 or 2 of their hardest hitters, for example, they could always just say like, well, you guys managed to farm more MVPs than us, you guys managed to farm guild expedition more than us because you know, we didn't have all our hitters, and it's always gonna be that same excuse. and which kind of makes you
Yes.
think for a little bit. It's like, is it better just to for every guild to guarantee that all their members get in whatever server they can get into, and then just face each other in 40v40, or
I
is it
was
still worthwhile to organize to get into one single server?
So basically, I was thinking about the pros and cons and everything, right?
Mhm.
If you like, let's say the developers make one super server for
Mhm.
everyone who wants to play competitive. Let's say that
Yeah, like a
they're
sign
gonna
up.
like, yeah, yeah, they're gonna sign up and stuff like that. When you're from where, blah blah blah,
Mhm.
something like that. But then you're gonna not gonna have any regenerative players, you know? If someone just
Yeah.
quits, let's say because of their work, they can't play anymore, or something like that. That's gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be any new players. That's the problem also. So we gotta have to think about that for a
Mhm.
long while. I thought about it for a long while, and I still haven't come up with any solution.
Mhm. Yeah. What about you,
I
Ty?
I
Like,
just
go
I
ahead.
just don't want, like, if we lose, we lose. I don't want any excuses, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. A lot of guilds
The,
always give those
that
excuses.
yeah, that goes for the other teams also.
Yeah, for sure.
I want that to happen, you know?
Yeah. Ty, what in your opinion? Because I know you play a lot of MMOs as well. It's like, what's your opinion on that? Like, what do you think are the pros and cons? What would you prefer when it comes to, like,
I prefer Bloodbath in my opinion, man.
yeah,
Bloodbath is
yeah.
always fun.
Mm.
When it comes to like server,
Yeah,
server
in my
organization
opinion,
for big guilds.
yeah. Yeah, I can see what
Yeah.
from the developers' point of view, what what they're thinking of, why they make a lot of servers and stuff like that, because
Mm-hmm.
it's an MMO, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But for me personally, I prefer Bloodbath.
Yeah.
A Bloodbath of a server is always fun, bro.
Yeah, this because like that's the main reason why we're leaving NA, right, Ty? 'Cause
Yeah.
lack of competition.
'Cause yeah, it's a lack of competition now. Well, because it's like mainly like a few big guilds, and then we
Yeah,
have
and
never
then
opened Command Castle, so
the mid guilds are not playing anymore, right?
they play, but it's hard for them to like be, like the bigger guilds. So there's always like a solid winner every week. The
Oh,
same like big guilds win. So there's not like a lot
stagnant.
going on. Yeah. It's pretty stagnant, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I don't want. I want everything like to be. You don't know what's gonna happen. If you don't know what's gonna happen, it's gonna make it fun. You know, it's a game.
Yeah,
Should treat it like one.
yeah,
Hmm.
because nobody wants to. It's like and you know like me and Ty experienced this in NA. Right, Ty, when it's just like you know what to expect every Sunday. You know what to
Oh
expect every
yeah.
40v40. It's like
Yeah.
yeah, so. Hmm.
Well, what I expect if we are on the same server, what I expect is that I'm gonna come for your head, bro. Every time.
That's how I want. That's
That's
how I
what I
like it.
expect.
That's how I like it. That's the thing. It's like a lot of the people confuse. It's like, oh, I don't want to be in a conflict with so and so guild. I don't want to be like, I don't want to create trouble. I don't want to create drama. It doesn't have to be drama. You could respect your opponent, and
Yes.
and
Yeah.
and come for them at the same time. Like
Mhm.
it's not disrespect.
Yes.
It's disrespectful if you don't fight.
Go
and you
easy
just,
on
and you
someone.
just
That's
yeah,
what
and
I
you,
say.
yeah, and you give up and you go easy on somebody and you don't give it your all. It is more respectful if you treat them as actual competition, regardless of what the opinion may be on them, or regardless of like it's like you can still you can respect your opponent regardless of like how strong or how close they are or how far off they are from you.
Spot on, bro.
Yeah,
Spot on.
yeah,
Yeah. It's always nice when you can just do a fight and then at the end, like, no matter how you feel about each other, just say like GG. Like, give each other a good fight.
yeah. As
Yeah, I'm watching your stream also, right? So I'm listening to the chat, and someone said, "Mana out of 4, Exodiac, Dynasty, Panda, Scourge in one server, please." I agree with that. I completely agree. But
how are we going
back
to
to the
do that?
problem, bro. Not yeah. How are we going to do that? Let, let, let's say like this. They make one super server,
Yeah, that would
and then
be
yeah,
phenomenal.
that would be great, phenomenal. But there is no regenerative players.
Yeah,
That's the problem. Yeah, so you got to think about that one too, bro.
yeah, that's rough. It's like,
Yes, it's like pulling from something from a stock from a jar, pulling candy from a jar. You know the candy's gonna run out sometime.
yeah, yeah. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, it's
And
only a matter of time from the candy to run out.
what do you think, that? What do you think's like a good solution when it comes to this one? Because I know you're no stranger to playing big MMOs.
Well, it would be nice if they did have like a server ticket thing, but
Yeah,
I'm not like I don't
I
know if
think
they
I
would
think
be
the
able to do that. But who knows?
I think
Hmm.
the server ticket is like the only solution to this, because and you can ask maybe not even one person, one guild. You can give them one guild to change servers if they want.
Yeah,
You know, if the let's say like the super servers, uh, players has gone down, and you can just give one guild a ticket, and then all of the players there can choose, right?
yeah,
Either they want to stay as a guild or they want to join, and they want to spread out and join other guilds
yeah,
if they can't compete. That's like freedom, the freedom of playing games, bro.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you think server change ticket? It wouldn't be. That's the funny thing you say that too, because that's exactly how New World adapted. Because like you heard about the disaster that happened in New World, but then when they had the New World like fresh star servers, eventually that's actually what they did. They even though the servers were filled up and locked, it was okay for other people. They let people know beforehand. It's like, hey, it's okay for you to start in the server, because after the congestion dies down a little bit, we're going to allow you guys to transfer over to whichever server that you want. And then that's why people were confident. Like, as soon as people logged into the game and they couldn't get to the same server as their guild, they went to another server. They didn't mind spending money and like buying all the like stuff in the cash shop, and because they
Yes,
had no
and
worries, because they were promised that like, hey, you can, after like let's say like a week, we'll allow you guys to transfer to whatever server that you guys want to. We just need to take care of this initial rush of players in at launch, which is always going to be hectic.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So that's the
I
only
just hope they,
solution.
yeah, I just hope they do something like that. Even
Yeah.
if it's not perfectly that, something like that,
Yeah. Something.
because it's
Mm-hmm.
gotta be a problem, bro.
It's
Yeah,
100%
for
going to be a
sure it
problem.
is going to be. Yeah.
Like, it can cause. I mean, history already proved it, right? Like, it's gonna cause some guilds to collapse. And we don't want that to happen. You don't want to lose like
Yeah.
a chunk of your player base right off the bat, like just because you didn't prepare a proper system. And this is not even on us
Yes,
anymore. This is like on the company to prepare a proper system that will cater to making sure that players don't get left out of their guilds. Because at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, RO has always been all about the community, and if you don't have a community that you want to play with, then it's just, you're probably just gonna
why
quit.
would you even play?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
There's no point.
that's why. That's one of the reasons why we're also making two guilds. One for really competitive players and one who just wants to enjoy the community.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
they got no time or stuff like that.
Yeah,
You want to have fun with us? You can join us. That's fine.
yeah. You don't have to be competitive because we
Yeah,
have that
you didn't
separate like branch
exactly.
of the of the guild. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, the fact that like kind of ready to come at each other's throats, pretty much, like willing, like
Yeah,
gravity willing that we're able to get into the same server. We actually have the guild lead of Panda in the chat, Windra, who is Dollar. He was being hailed as the best sniper in the world. So it's interesting that he's
in
here.
Rocks in Rocks it was Valrath.
Oh, Valrath played a
Now,
sniper.
yes, in Rocks.
Gotcha. Um, he's he's commenting on
So
here.
invite him to this.
Oh, you want me to invite him?
Yeah,
Yeah, Dollar. Would you like to
yeah,
hop on the podcast and kind of meet the competition? He said
Yes.
he can't at the moment. Sorry. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. Might have scared him a little bit there. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with him.
I was gonna say, I don't think so.
I do.
I don't think
He messes with me every day
scared
on
of
stream,
anything.
like clockwork. So I gotta mess with him as much as I can.
Yeah, bro. Every streamer needs the resident heckler lah.
Yeah, he is my. Yeah, that's how he presents himself. Like every streamer, he's a resident heckler, and he wants to be the one. And he catches me with like the D's nuts joke all the time. But yeah, anyway, so we pretty much like discussed everything we wanted to discuss, and I have to say that like I'm very happy with the answer that I've gotten today, 100%. I would be a lot more happier if the game or Gravity is going to give us an opportunity to actually secure our members instead of like, I mean, the consolation prize is, yeah, sure, we can meet each other in cross server 40v40, we can meet each other in cross server dimension battles, and then which is 40v40 is also going to be the Odin Cup, and I believe dimension battles also has a similar bracket like type tournament as the Odin Cup with the 40v40. So but yeah, those are the ones that are going to give the most unique and the best and like the flex type of like costumes and mounts sometimes. So hopefully, that's the consolation prize. Honestly, I would still love to be able to do Warp Imperium with everybody, because I think that is one of the biggest flexes. Just like, having a castle in a server that's the most competitive, I think would be the best thing ever, and it always has been with R1.
Yes.
So
I agree.
Speaking of which, like, did you guys, Dimas and Thai, you guys both played R1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you still?
Yeah, me for only some time lah. I didn't play that long.
Yeah. So do you guys still talk to the communities that you played with in R1?
Oh, me, I don't really do it that much, but like my friends, everyone is still
Mhm.
connected,
Mm-hmm.
So most of the players, not most lah, so like some of the players here are from R1.
Oh,
You can count
okay.
on that, bro.
Yeah. That's gonna be really great. How about you, Thai? You still talk to the people that you used to play with, or?
Maybe excuse me, maybe like one or two, but like I lost contact with most of them because of like basically like them moving on, or like the server we used to talk like voice chat in like disappeared. So yeah, unfortunately no.
All right. I still talk to everybody that I used to play with. I'm actually like the.
Are you bringing them? Are you bringing them here though? That's a problem. That's the question. Right?
Well, the thing is, like, there's some of them, but a lot of them are like
Not all of them.
they're like they're like, and in their own words, it's like, yeah, we're getting old. It's like, oh, I'm about to have another daughter. It's like, oh, okay, never mind then. Like that's just keyword for like, I'm gonna be very busy and I will have no time
Yes.
and no sleep already, so I can't afford to play games. So I'm like, I just respect all of that, because I know
Yeah.
that I know for a fact that they also want to play. They're probably feeling like such huge like fear of missing out, FOMO, and I feel bad for them, but it's our real life always comes first. And somebody says Scourge is an R01 guild. Okay, that's good to know.
Okay, that's nice.
Mhm.
That's nice.
Yeah, we actually have one of the community managers here, Seiya from the Rue Discord. So Seiya, do you have any news for us? Any
Yeah. Give us some
if you could,
inside,
like, yeah, give us
inside
some
stuff, please.
give us some insider some podcast exclusive insider news. Give us a bit of a preview of what the server list is gonna be or something. And Bison is saying rug pull guild leader when podcast. If you can get me in contact with them, I would love to have them on the podcast. Especially now with Mana lighting the fires of competition. And me obviously, like, with me and Thai being in Dynasty, we both agree that you know, it's like, yeah, we'll respect you because you are the competition that we're wanting to fight, but we are going to be coming for your throat. So with that fire of competition lit up, I wonder what other big guilds are going to be are thinking about or going to say about that one, because to begin with, the reason why these big guilds are popping up and forming and you know, and merging and all that is to prepare for the competition. And I'm pretty sure that competition does include Alta 4, it includes like mana, you know. So I want to hear what they think and what they'll say now that the the challenge has been put out there, right? It's like, we are coming for your throats. What is the response of the other competitive guilds? Whether it's going to be Rugpool, whether it's going to be Panda, whether it's going to be Alta 4. Obviously, I've already responded as the guild lead of Dynasty, like, yes, we will also do the same. So I'm very I'm very curious as to what they'll say. And no leaks. Okay, no leaks. I mean, if a dev wants to join the podcast and wants to reveal whatever they can, they're also more than welcome to join. I'm pretty sure the community will appreciate it as well. But yeah. What other? Sty, do you have any more questions?
I am actually curious. Since you came from Rocks, how did you feel about the Rue CBT and the game in general?
I feel really good actually. I like it. The fact that I just die from like 4 free-to-plays, I think I like it. Because it's not like just a one-man show and stuff like that. I didn't really like stuff like that. What's the point of playing games like that if the games are community-based, you know?
Mm-hmm. Are there
That's what
any
I like.
other differences like in Rue that you enjoyed?
I think in Rue, I enjoy the fact that it's more PvP centric rather than PvE.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much PvP content. I like that.
Yeah, there is a lot.
Daily, almost. Well, not even almost. It is daily. Like every day, there's some type of PvP happening.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that made it really as much as we hated playing with the emulator in NA, that's one of the main things that we even still kept the game installed, was just to do PvP content. And like I know Thai, like I know before you joined Dynasty, you had your own guild, and after seeing like all the competition that was happening, that's kind of like what encouraged you to join too, right? Just to actually like fight.
Yeah, like the guild that I made was just for my stream community, but then I joined Dynasty, and because I wanted like to help the guild, you know, because PvP is like a big part.
Oh yeah.
So that's when I started like PvPing,
Mhm.
and even like the last few months, I did slow down on NA because I've just been busy, but I would still try to log in during the guild PvP event times, like to help the guild,
Mhm.
despite like, you know, not playing as often. But yeah, very PvP centric and
Yeah.
just yeah.
And did Divas, did Rocks have the same emphasis when it comes to like community participation in like these PvP events compared to Rue? Because like I'll give you an example, and I'm not sure if you knew this about like Guild Expedition, for example, is that it says it in this description thing too, but it's like a bunch of words in there, so you might get lost in like translation sometimes, because some of it is still in Chinese in in CBT. But for example, Guild Expedition, the amount of rewards you get is actually equivalent to, besides the last hit that you do from the bosses, the amount of rewards you get is actually equivalent to the amount of people in your guild that was participating in that, and they were in there for like, I was it like 40 seconds that they had to be in there at the very minimum. And you actually get a lot more rewards on that, and it's not even like small rewards either. If your whales are trying to get like all these items, so for example, like for titles, which is huge because it gives you a % advantage over somebody who is lower title.
Yes.
having the max amount of people in those events, even if it doesn't even matter if they're free to play, it doesn't even matter if they had like 0 kills and like 50 deaths or something, as long as they were in that map for 40 seconds, it increases the amount of rewards that you get, and that actually makes it incredibly well, especially if your guild has a bunch of people who are willing to whale out and like buy all those resources. How does that compare to like what you experienced in Rocks? Like, is it
I don't think
similar,
Rocks
or...
has anything like that, bro.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, I don't think Rocks has anything like that. It's just, I think Rocks is more like whale centric.
Oh, so
It's more like top heavy, pretty much.
Basically, I tried. I tried like having like the whole guild doing something. No, not the whole guild. Sorry, half the guild attacking and stuff like that, and just like 2 teams of whales not going in, and the GBG department.
Wow. Okay.
The GBG, it becomes a lot more harder when the 2 teams of whales are not in, rather than just the half the guild not playing.
Oh my goodness.
And that's like the really sad part about it, I think.
Yeah. But I think they probably took that as a learning experience as well, and kind of just like, okay, like this is not gonna work out, and that's why they probably chose Ragnarok Origin as the one to be like the global RO game. So yeah, I believe that they do take those things into consideration when it comes to learning, because of like their analytics. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And with the I think with the amount of hype going in the global version, especially, maybe they'll make exceptions on servers, perhaps. Maybe Mr. C, Mr. C.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry, my pronunciation so bad.
Say, I think yeah, right one. Yep, correct. Yeah, we'll see.
Please?
I'm not sure if he's privy to that information, as because I know they release some information to the community managers, but they don't release everything, and that's why we had to have the devs step in for the Heartfire Tales events. So whatever information that they're willing to leak, whatever, or not really leak, but like release, we'd be more than happy as the player base to find out. Because at this point, I think we've reached like hype, like the maximum hype, that everybody just wants this game to start already, and we're being put into like more eager anticipation, that the fact that we don't have an official date yet. So yeah, we'll see. But somebody said Dynasty from NA North America. We're actually not a North American guild. We're actually a mix. We have everybody. Yeah, we don't even have. I don't think our majority players are even NA. We're like North America, Southeast Asia, and when I say Southeast Asia, we're like, I mean like Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesian players, and I think the least that we have is Thai players. And then we also have people from EU coming in as well. So we're pretty you know, I think the only place that we don't have players in is like what, Russia, China, Antarctica. I think those are the only places that we really don't have players from. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, can I make a shout out here?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, shout out whatever Discord link, recruitment, whatever you have.
No, not recruitment, nothing like that. I'm gonna shout out to Alt F4 and Rugpull, bro.
Oh.
I'm coming for them.
Oh my god. Is that like you personally speaking, or is this like it's like Mana is coming for them?
I believe I can speak for Mana on this one.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. So yeah, like go ahead, shout them out. It's like put out the challenge, and we'll do the same.
Yeah, and I'll shout you out too, bro. I'm coming for Dynasty also.
Oh, let's go. That's what I like to hear, man. I none of that, like, yeah, we're just casually competitive, like none of that, man. Let's
none of that.
Yeah,
none of that. I don't believe in that. That's
what I'm talking about. That That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. I don't want any of that. Like, yeah, we're just, if we win, we win. It's like we're just casually competitive anyway. Like we're just chilling. It's like none of that. Like, no, if we lose, know that we did not want to lose and we hated losing, and know that like we're gonna do everything that we can to win the next fight. That's what I like to hear. None of that passive. Well, yeah, demonetize it. Fuck it. I have none of that like passive bullshit. None of that it's like, yeah, it's okay. We can just be relaxed and casually competitive. It's okay. I guess they just have way too many whales. They just have so much. They just have so much resources compared to us. Like, no, it doesn't matter. We're used to playing as an underdog, and we love playing as an underdog because like every victory is a lot sweeter if you're an underdog, and the goal is to eventually just not be the underdog. It's kind of like what you guys
Yes.
did with Mana, right? You started out as underdog, and all of a sudden, like, yeah, everybody's like not even mentioning you probably, and then all of a sudden, like, oh wait, where did they come from? They just won the whole tournament. So that's crazy. That's crazy, and that's what I like to hear. Yeah, competitive, and yeah, Mana Clan says competitive, not toxic, bro. Different thing. We lose, make it better. We win, we always respect our enemy, and that's the thing. There's that inherent respect, because at the end of the day, if you're just like full on being toxic to somebody for no reason, right? We've experienced this in games like before, like in like Arcade, for example. It was very competitive, but it was also very toxic to a point where like one of the people, it was somebody from my guild who was so toxic that he actually put somebody else's house on like Craigslist for sale, and then the owner, the player who was like owning that house was surprised like the next few weeks why he kept receiving like visitors of people asking like, hey, I'm here to make a bid on the house, or I'm like here to view the house. It's like, why are you trying to view my house? And it's like, oh, like it's on sale and on this website. Like that's toxic. But like the competitiveness, the same way that like all guilds, as competitive as they were in R1, still
Yes.
like showed respect.
Honestly, bro, the way I see it, drama is always gonna happen, bro.
It's always gonna happen.
And especially in like MMO games, drama is always gonna happen. Someone's gonna be toxic or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, we're not gonna condone any toxicity.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to be competitive, but we are not gonna condone any toxicity.
100%.
But yeah, remember, everything that happens, please just try stay in the game, bro.
Yeah, everything is
Yeah,
everything. The competition
like
is
that,
in the game.
Yeah, it might be funny, lah. For me personally, I heard that is super funny, but yeah, I think it's a little bit overbearing, you know.
Yeah,
It's a little bit over
a
over
little
the
too
top, bro.
much. Yeah,
It's a bit too much.
A little too much, man.
yeah.
Or a lot of too much.
Yeah, it's a lot of too much. It's like people's like mothers and sisters were being like brought into like the whole issue, and it's like it's a game. Like if you lose, you lose. Do everything you can so that you can be you can improve for the next fight, but you're not gonna win by trying to sell somebody's house on a website. It's funny when you think about it, but like that should never happen.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And Given is actually saying something here. What if there's another underdog guild that's lurking around here spying on everyone? That would be like a dark horse
That would
in the
be
tournament.
awesome.
That would
Remember.
be
Yeah,
awesome.
that would.
That would 100%
That would be awesome. We might have another Mana storyline going up.
Yeah, you never know. It's like
You never know.
the
And
competition
you're
is what-
always welcome, bro.
Yeah.
try
The
to come for
competition
us.
is like this type of competition is what breeds guilds like like Mana to pop up in the community. So Tuya is saying 1 whale from Alta 4 versus 100 from Rugpull. I don't know about that, because like Rue is not
I don't know
a
about
game.
that, bro.
Yeah, Rue is even if that's true, where like 1 whale from Alta 4 can spend more than like the whole Rugpull guild combined. The thing is, that's never gonna work in Rue, because if you think that like you can have this one humongous whale who's gonna spend like $10 million, it doesn't matter. Like if you spend $10 million and you're 1 whale, you're not gonna be able to carry and beat a whole guild, especially a guild that is organized, a guild that knows exactly what they're doing, a guild that knows the meta, and a guild that knows exactly how to counter, because a lot of the
Mhm.
characters in this game have like hard counters to them. It's not, if like for example, like one of the most OP characters in the game is probably like Synex. It's like yeah, it's very OP, but is it like completely unstoppable? It is not. There's actually a lot of counters to it, and it's just up to the guild that who's fighting that to kind of like adapt their strat to deal with that. So no, you can't actually just spend like however much money you spend and then expect to just like 1v guild. It's not gonna happen in Rue, and you will be disappointed.
Yeah.
If you try to do
We've
that.
seen it before.
Yeah, yeah.
We've seen it a few times. So yeah, like you can't rely on just like one person. Like it's a whole team effort.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you're right. We've experienced that a lot before, right? Where it's like, a lot of whales versus like not even like a group with like one or two whales, and then, with like probably like 5 times less the numbers, and still ended up winning. So that's just
Mhm.
basically the thing about Root. It's like it's all
Yeah.
it's never like the money spent is never what dictates the end result. So
I mean, like
yeah, it
definitely
can.
you have an advantage having like
Yeah,
those whales, but it
yeah,
all comes down to your team cohesiveness.
yeah. And that's less. That's more. That's also more like obvious too in War of Imperium, right? Because it's like the whole guild. If you outwhale somebody in 40v40, it might like give you like a much bigger chance than War of Imperium. But at the same time, it's like there's a lot of things that other guilds can do to kind of counter that. And the competitive guilds will always have their own whales as well, and it's up to them to kind of like figure out like, okay, how do I utilize like this asset to help us win and give us like the highest chance of winning.
and sorry, I was reading the chat, right? And
Mhm.
someone says no news with Lick My Ass. I think they're still playing rocks. I don't know if they're gonna come to ROO, but if they're gonna come to ROO, they're very welcome to try and fight us again.
Oh, were they your competition in
Yeah, in the
rocks?
rocks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's hope that they actually come over. There's a lot
I
of competition
yeah,
here.
I just hope everyone would come here and then try to kill each other.
Yeah, pretty much. Uh, yeah. Saya said maybe another Hearthfire talks sounds like a good idea, right? Maybe we can ask Root Team. No promises though. That's all we can. That's all we can ask. Saya. Like we know that like you don't have the most authority over there because like they limit like what information you can reveal and what they tell you. But like you letting us know that you're willing to talk to them and at the very least like give us like a shot of having some answers is already more than we can ask for, to be honest. And we appreciate you coming over to the podcast and listening in as well.
Yes. And word not a word of advice, maybe something like what Mana wants, maybe if you don't make like the server tickets or something like that, make the War of Imperium like
Crossover.
something like cross server,
Yes, please.
perhaps. Maybe
Yes.
like the best performing guild in a server can go up against guilds from other servers, maybe
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
That would be really fun, bro.
Yeah, that would actually be possible because that's what they do for 40v40. Crossover 40v40,
Yes.
there's certain tiers that you get placed into, and like one of the top guilds are usually placed in the highest tier, and then they also go into tournament to go up against each other, and like some guilds in the tier 2, if they perform really well, will get tossed up to the highest tier, and then they can compete with the higher guilds over there as well. So it's definitely something that's possible. It's definitely something that's already been done in in NA, for example. So is it possible for global? I do believe it's very possible.
Yes.
Yeah, it's already been done for other PvP modes. Why not War of Imperium, right? So
Yes, exactly. And I believe with the hype going in this RO, and you need to remember, like in the timeline for RO games, there's not any more RO games for at least 3 years, I think.
yeah, exactly.
So yeah, maybe make it so it is possible, so it lasts longer and stuff like that.
And I think it
I'm not
will
pro-
because like
yeah,
if you heard like what kind of tournaments were they talking about again? Like the whatever leagues that they were talking about.
Um, I know they had like in-person leagues and like
Yeah.
another tournament, like just in
It's like
general.
kind of like Ragnarok World Championship type like tournaments,
Yes,
right? Where it's like
like that.
in person, like at a venue, and I believe the people who probably win like the leagues are probably going to be sponsored to go over to whatever country is hosting the tournament, and then they'll all meet there, kind of like an actual world's tournament. So that would be
Yes.
if there's a competitive
Yes.
scene like that in Ru,
Yes.
it will make it such
Holy.
a more competitive and popular
Promising
game.
game.
Yeah, because like
Yes.
sponsors will look at that. I was like, wait, hold on. Like, what are you guys talking about? Like Ragnarok Online Origin. There's how many eyeballs on this event? I was like, what, 10 million at least? And they're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna throw some money into this event. We're gonna sponsor it, and that's gonna cover all your costs for the most part. And then that just gives a game so much more legitimacy that it is very good for the game's health, and it's very good for the game's longevity as well.
Exactly.
So yeah, like you said, right? That you said in-person tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So that's, oh my god. And if they implement the same equipment system that they have in R1 before, where everybody is given like certain resources to buy whatever equipment that they need, I think like that being as balanced as it is will just be 100% skill. And after all of that is said and done, I think that's also going to be like one of those things where like the things that we call like underdog guilds that nobody has even heard of will have a really good chance of like winning the whole tournament.
Winning
And
on that one.
yeah, that's
Yes.
crazy. That is like a storyline right there that would make waves in the MMORPG community. And man, like I can already see the articles coming up, and that's gonna be crazy. So yeah, and you never know. It's like it becomes like a really big big like league, like early teams like Mana, like Alter 4, like Rugpole, like Dynasty, like Panda, like all these other guilds could form their own like esports teams, and like send them out to compete in these competitions. That's crazy, and something to look forward to. Like, the hype is real when it comes to Ragnarok Origin. It is very real.
Yeah.
What is that? Where LME? If I'd ask how rich is Valorant? Oh, okay. I don't want to talk about people's personal I don't want to dox
No,
people.
yeah,
So yeah, let's not skip that one. Yep, change server tickets, cross server events, and WoW ideas raised to devs to look at. Says Seiya, that is very good to hear.
See.
That is,
Oh, see.
yeah, that's very good to
Okay.
hear.
Yes.
Yeah, change. Yeah, so they're looking into server change tickets, cross server events, besides the ones that are existing already, like the 40v40 and the dimension battles, and then the War of Imperium ideas raised to for devs to look at. That's really good. If we could have a cross server War of Imperium, that would solve
Yeah, that was
every
so hype, bro.
issue that we have with the servers
On
being so
servers.
many. Yeah, like because then we can just worry about like getting our guilds to whatever server we can get into, because we know that like if we're competitive enough and we're up to par enough, we'll still meet each other in every single relevant PvP event. So that's really good to hear. If that becomes a possibility, that'd be nuts. That would solve a lot of our worries. There's a lot of like burden right now in leadership from all guilds to try to get all their members into one server, and if that becomes a possibility, or if devs even give like a green light to that idea, that it's not yet here, but it's coming, we're working on it, then all the guilds
That's good
can,
to hear, bro.
yeah.
No, I meant if it's coming, it is really good to hear. I'm
Yeah.
really hyped up for that.
Yeah. So server ticks would be good. Let's see what else here. Ru can be big like Mobile Legends, make biggest esports team. Yeah, I mean it has that potential. Ragnarok has the fan base and has the history of making those tournaments. So I can see it happening for sure. Yeah, that's why Dota has been running for so long, because of their tournaments. Exactly. Tournaments, big tournaments give legitimacy to any type of esport. If you have an esport and you have a world championship that has a lot of eyeballs, has a lot of sponsors, 100%, that gives like a lot of legitimacy to your um to your esport. Somebody asked, how rich is Fatty? Bro, I'm gonna be the poorest guild leader out of all the competitive guilds. I'm not, you know what I mean? Yeah, any questions, you guys? Because I wasn't reading chat this whole time. Any questions that you guys like pulled up that you guys want to answer or put attention to? If people have any questions, go ahead and ask it. If not, then I think we've covered everything that we wanted to cover so far on the podcast, and I'm really happy with this talk in general, because of finding other like-minded players that think the same way that I do, think the same way as like the definition of being competitive is pretty huge. And I'm thankful that you came onto the podcast, and I'm happy that you came onto the podcast. So if nothing else, we can probably end it here, unless you guys want to bring anything else up.
And do you want to
Can I bring
say?
something up?
You go first.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Remember, RO has been a community-based game. So if you don't want to be a competitive player or something like that, because maybe you don't have the time, or maybe you don't want to spend too much on the games or stuff, something like that, yeah, you do you. But you can always still join us, in the second guild and stuff like that. We're still also building up our community.
Absolutely. Giving people the option to be a part of the community, regardless if they're competitive or not, by putting them in a guild that's designated to that, is always a good idea. And Thai, you wanted to...
I was gonna say, I do appreciate that the community managers do like listen and pay attention to the community.
Absolutely. Specifically Saya has just been phenomenal at being a community manager. I kid you not, I see this guy everywhere, answering as many questions as he possibly can answer, and encouraging a lot of content creators as well, like myself included. Honestly, it's like this guy goes way beyond what I've ever seen a community manager do. And it's like I've never seen somebody as dedicated to Saya. So Saya, props to you. Like, we as a community love you and thank you for everything you do. And obviously, we can't thank you enough. But Saya's number one for sure. That's hard to beat. I've never seen a community manager be as dedicated as Saya. So yeah, props. Credit
at least in the RO world for me.
Yeah, he needs
definitely putting global in a good light.
Yeah, exactly. Which is such a stark comparison with what we've experienced in NA. I know we've talked about it before, but it's just such a polarizing experience having a community manager like that versus what we've experienced beforehand. So yeah, definitely props to all the and not just Saya too. I mean, every single community manager has been very professional so far. So really, really good to see. I'm happy to see it. Is there a lot of complaints about event times from Western players? There's a little bit, yeah, but it's not so much for East Coast because it's healthier for us. When will be cosplay stream? All right, when I reach like 1,000 viewers in a stream, okay, we'll do a cosplay stream.
You heard him,
bro.
Yeah,
bro. Well, I hope when we get, maybe if we do get in one server and we do beat you, I hope you do a cosplay stream then, bro. After I beat you, okay?
Oh my god.
You're gonna pick the cosplay for him too.
Oh my god. Okay, you guys.
Yeah, if I do, I will stream me cosplay, man.
You guys will buy me. You guys buy me whatever cosplay, as long as it doesn't get me banned from YouTube, and I'll wear it. That's bro. Like I don't even do people make packs with the left hand, right? I'll put both up like I'm surrendering. All right, I promise that if Mana beats us in a GVG, they can buy me or get me whatever cosplay costume they have, as long as it doesn't violate TOS, and I will wear it on stream. I'm a man of my word, and if that happens, or if we get 1,000 viewers in on stream on average, then I will do that. I'm a man of my word, and I'll do it. There you go. Everybody happy?
Bro, okay. Everybody happy now.
Oh god. I mean, whatever. I'm willing to do that for the community, man. It's gonna be such a such a fun thing to do. It's like I tell you right now, I've never cosplayed before. I've always wanted to do it. I never thought that like my first cosplay was going to be dictated by somebody else, but it is what it is, man. Like it's whatever. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and we're gonna make a lot of memes out of it, and then it's gonna be a blast. So, yeah, that's
Bro, I have never even wanted to cosplay, bro. But if I do lose, I will cosplay. Okay?
Oh god.
I'm a man of
okay.
my word, also.
All right, let's go. Let's go. If we can get the other guilds in here to agree, it's like whoever loses in a head-to-head, you know, an officer or a guild leader has to do the cosplay. I'll take one for the team. I don't want to make it too easy. I don't want to be like
someone has to take one for the team, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna cheat either. I'm not gonna be like, hey Thai, can you do it? Because like she already does cosplay, so I'll bite the bullet and I'll be like, yeah, I'll do it. So oh god.
Of course, whoever who's using this Mana clan YouTube to cosplay also. Is it Freddy?
Oh no.
I think it's Freddy. I'm pretty sure it's Freddy, man.
Who's
I'll force him to cosplay also.
Freddy is also an officer?
Yes.
Oh no. Oh god. Oh man. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, I think that's he said, fuck no, all officer allowed, just Dimas and other leader guilds. Oh god, do you think Malrath would do the cosplay for if he loses? Imagine seeing Fatty on a maid costume and doing the cute things and saying yeah and yeah. Well, I mean, I never imagined myself saying that stuff, but
Neither do I, bro.
It is what it is.
I'm,
I'm a man of my
I'm
word.
too old for that. But it is what it is. Yeah,
So
I agree.
All right, so yeah, I think that's a really good note to end the podcast on. And Dimas, thank you so much for coming over, bro. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
And you know, yeah, if any plugs that you would like to pull, any type of like, you know, recruitment if you want to, or your Discord community server, what have you, or Facebook community page or whatever, feel free to link all that, and then I will include that in the description as well.
No, no Discord or something like that. It's just I saw this comment by Plays by K. Kindly include home for the cosplay there, bro. Gauntlet's been thrown, bro. It's up to you to accept it or not.
The gauntlet's already been thrown, K. Mana and every other competitive guild that's been in here tonight has already thrown the gauntlet as well. Mana has said it verbally on stream that all comers are welcome. It doesn't matter if it's Alt F4, it doesn't matter if it's like rug pull. The gauntlet has been thrown. It's up to the other guilds if they want to accept that challenge, and we would love to see them on the podcast like next week and the other following weeks, whatever they can make it. We do this every Sunday at 1 a.m. for East Coast, and then obviously GMT +7. I believe that's 12 p.m. In the afternoon. So if they want to come and they want to, you know, they want to grab their glove and like slap us across the face with it to accept the challenge, you guys are more than welcome.
Exactly.
Also, yeah. And Thai, do you have any plugs as well? Feel free.
No.
No? Okay.
So, maybe an opponent you want to beat also, Thai?
Mana?
Mana's gauntlet has been thrown to everybody, bro.
Everybody. Yeah. So
everybody. It's just this. It's just your. How about you, bro?
Me? Everybody.
Who are you gonna throw the gauntlet at? Everybody also.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. One of the main girls that I really wanted to like chase and fight is Mana, because the most talked about guild in our Discord when CBT was happening was Mana. And I've seen some people like, yeah, this guy, they have this whale, that whale, and I was like, oh, so they have more whales than us. It's like, yeah, bro, like some people are like, "You sure you want to fight these guys?" Like, I am sure I want to fight these guys. But yeah, you know, I'll put that out there. One of the first skills that we've always wanted to fight was mana, 100%. And then the other one I think was the other guild being brought up was Alta 4. And after that, it was a mishmash of like all the other competitive guilds, and eventually rug pull became a thing. So you know, rug pull is in our crosshairs as well. So
Exactly. Now rug pulls are on my scope also.
yeah, so it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait for it. And good, you know, it's good to see like a lot of like healthy competition happening. And again, thank you guys for coming through. I know Thai that didn't want to plug anything, but I know that she does stream at twitch.tv/THYMINET. I'll put that in all the chats that we have there: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. If you know, just please go ahead and give her a follow. Go to her about page. She has all her links in there, Instagram, everything. You know, give her a follow. And also to Dimas, who came into the stream tonight and no holds barred, through the gauntlet, challenge every single guild out there. That's what I love to see. Respectful and competitive attitude. I appreciate you, Dimas. Thanks for coming in, man.
Yes, thank you, bro.
Yeah.
You all in OBT, okay?
Hey, I will see you in the OBT. I'm looking forward to OBT.
Yeah, I promise I'll pull up, bro.
Let's go. He said he's gonna pull up. Okay, that's what I like to hear. You better pull up, because we're pulling up too. All right. Yeah, guys. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to the
Good night,
podcast.
Thank
everybody.
you.
And I love you
Thank
guys,
you,
man.
everyone.
Can't
Thank
wait
you,
for OBT.
Patty. Thank you, Thai.
Thank you, Dimas.
Thank you.
Respect, man. Respect.
Yeah, respect.
Thanks for throwing the gauntlet.